Welcome to the final instalment. These 8 young men started this noble mission as the UK's most pathetic wimps. They were computer geeks, house husbands, and got turned away from pubs. But since signing up for punishment, they've been isolated in this remote forest and taught what it is to be a real man through a series of brutal and testing trials. This is Craig Campbell. He was raised in a Canadian wilderness and has been helping these limp creatures transform themselves into paragons of courage.
I love that man!
Touch my hair again, you're dead.
Unfortunately, half the guys were so weak he had to throw them out. For the rest, there are just 3 trials left before one man becomes Wimps To Warriors champion.
Welcome. Love the smell of aggression in the morning, like muscles bulging out of the Hulk shirt. There's a huge amount of adrenaline in this man camp, and I'm looking forward to seeing it all burst out. We've reached the climax of Wimps To Warriors. Only 4 are left, and they'll complete their training and battle for glory, where only one will be found the Wimps To Warriors champion. This is how the scores line up as we reach the final battle arena.
With just 3 trials left before the journey reached its climax, it could hardly be closer. James holds just a 1-point lead over Richard. Chris and Paul both have some catching up to do, but with double points on offer for each of the trials, any one of our wimps could walk away with the title. In today's finale, the wimps will become warriors when they beat the living daylights out of one another with big sticks in our kendo trial. Get greased up.
I've never seen anything so repulsive.
For a spot of Turkish oil wrestling.
There's a throw.
Are you all right?
And finally face each other in a terrifying 1-to-1 duel.
I just think it's crazy.
No, I'm not looking forward to it. I just think it's irresponsible.
A champion will emerge.
A warrior will go away with a new sense of pride and the Wimps To Warrior crown.
To give them credit, all the wimps have worked hard. They arrived here spectacularly unfit and will be leaving proud of their new physical prowess.
Beautiful entry to the water.
Fish.
Get in there!
I'm gonna kill him all!
There may have been disasters on the way.
Oh, that's that!
I don't think I can do that.
But these men have learned to take failure in their stride.
Pick yourself up, get your gun and run!
And press on. Not one of them ever thought of giving up. Except for the time when they all threatened to give up.
He's going to have everybody's cooperation to actually get this show going again.
In the beginning, it was a catastrophe, and Craig had to come down on them hard.
Get up there, Paul! Run! 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 I breathe the same air as you men, and it disgusts me. This game was designed to ferret out leadership qualities in you, should any exist. I can tell you that our expert in the field has told us that none existed.
And then, a turnaround. The wimps proclaim their warrior ambitions.
It's incredible. You just get this energy within yourself, and it's just like...
It made Craig proud.
You wonder why I'm not saying anything? It's because I'm trying not to cry.
They confronted their fears.
Grab hold of me, man! Grab hold! Grab hold!
Unfortunately, half of them didn't make the grade. Norman, John, Welsh Mike and Little Michael simply didn't improve enough. The remaining 4 wimps are now tired, vulnerable and half naked. At this point in their journey, it's not enough just to behave like a warrior. They must look like one too. As they put on the war paint, the warrior in each of these men will be revealed. apart from James, who's decided to make himself look like a cast member from Cats. The only question that remains is, which one has the will and the power to win? One of the most dramatic and dangerous martial arts in the world, Kendo, began as part of ancient Japanese samurai warrior training. Originally, sharp swords were used, but too many of the students killed each other, so bamboo swords called shinai were made. They were still lethal, which is why the menacing protective outfits that are worn today were brought in. In the Far East, anyone who can master Kendo has proved beyond question that he is a real man. Teaching the Wimps the ancient art of Kendo is Paul Budden, the sensei. Paul is a 6th Dan in Kendo, so really knows how to dish out a good thrashing. The sensei first introduces the Wimps to the sword.
Now with the sword, you bring that down in front of you.
He shows them how to handle it correctly.
You don't grip tightly. So we just all move back to the edge of the platform.
And all the special moves they'll need to beat the living crap out of one another.
The cut must be fluid. To swing the sword up and down. Okay, straight over the top. Okay, straight in front of you, not over your shoulder.
This sounds easy, but there are specific areas the Wimps must aim for.
The 4 target areas of the body, the face, the chest, the hands, and the thighs, are covered with padding. And the strikes have to be made with a deliberate cutting action. Now, you've seen our men and know that they can be knocked over with a feather, so my suspicion is this is going to be very short and very funny.
First up, it's Paul and James.
I feel like I've got a rather nice skirt on right now. It feels like Zeppelin and a condom.
Paul started out as a pizza gobbling, ale swilling, hen-pecked house husband.
Henpeck's a very subjective term.
Why buy a dog when you can have a husband like Paul?
He was determined to leave his mark on the competition.
I want to show everybody out there who I am, what I am, and what I can do, and I will win.
Throughout, he's entertained us all. Glories in his victories. Disastrous in his defeats.
No! Please!
He hit his lowest ebb on the water in our life-saving trial.
To be quite honest, I don't know how the hell I got from the beach to the island. Something my size wasn't meant to be on such a small piece of polystyrene anyway.
Good afternoon, my name's Paul, I'll be your rescuer today.
Here's me, behind her, sort of like flailing around like this, and of course, whoop, off I go off the board. Goes, sort of like this.
I can't do it, sorry.
But from the depths, Paul managed to hit new heights in the James Bond exercise.
Not only did I come all the way down that huge thing, sort of like at the speed of a rocket, but I actually came first as well. I'm really, really proud about doing that.
Will Paul be able to pull something out of the bag and become our champion?
Any challenge that involves getting dressed up and hitting James has to have something good about it.
Oh yes, this is a full-on grudge match.
It's one big baby he's harbouring.
Little swine.
Is it 4 months now?
James, I hate you.
Paul's going to have quite a bit more force.
I might end up on my backside covered in dirt with him, but he pouncing all over me with his little stick there. But I'll have a bloody good time hitting him while I can get me stick in.
I'm not nervous.
Right?
This is dangerous.
Each heat will be fought over 2 minutes, and the sensei will judge it.
This is dangerous.
The rivalry that has built up between Paul on the left here and James on the right is boiling over into a fantastic scrap. However, neither of them is employing any technique.
It was impossible to try and stay focused and reasoning in the environment.
As the Wimps go to smack each other in one of the target areas, they must shout out in Japanese where they intend to hit. Do is the body, kote is the wrist, and men the head. from the off, it's clear that Paul prefers men.
Trouble is, it's trying to remember the words. That was the problem. I was finding myself. What's the word? What's the word? What's the word? Man.
James is defending well, but with at least 18 stone of Paul bearing down on him, he's quite literally buckling under the pressure. The heat is over, but neither James nor Paul can let it lie, and the sensei has a bit of trouble calling it to a halt.
Stop, please. Stop. Okay. I declare Paul the winner, for his technical ability was stronger than James's. James's aggression was quite good, but I give this one to Paul.
Well, Paul's a lot bigger, he had a lot more force, he just came at me very aggressively.
When you sort of get that sort of rush, you just want to...
I don't think there was enough time to think, basically, during that match.
Little shit.
Of course I'm upset about the result.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. Looking forward to the next one.
Next up, it's Chris and Richard. Richard came to us as a mummy's boy who was constantly being bullied.
She beats me every time.
And who lacked any self-confidence.
When I first come here, I must admit I was shy. It was quite daunting. There's a crew, there's experts, there's 7 other guys, and I was just quite happy to just go along and not say a piece.
The trials have helped Richard discover sides to him he never knew he had.
Mentally, actually, competing, it did bring the best out of me because you've got to constantly be competing. You're constantly on the edge, and it definitely did test me. But I do feel that I have got stronger mentally through it.
What's your name? Richard! Are you ready? Yes! Are you a warrior? You're the warrior!
The best challenges for me, there were some that were like really exhilarating, like the firewalk and how it got you to feel before. It was unreal. I've never felt anything like it before.
Yes! Yes!
If you could bottle that and sell it, my God, you'd make $1 million.
Yes!
I think overall my most fun one was the stock car football. Because I love football, I love like thrashing cars around, and I actually won that event, so that was definitely the most enjoyable.
Can Richard muster the strength to thrash his fellow wimps and become champion?
I'm really nervous about this event. There's so much to think about. You've got to not just hit each other, you've got to hit each other in certain places, you've got to stamp your foot, shout certain things, try and not get hit yourself, all like in split seconds.
I'm not normally an aggressive person, so, fighting somebody's, it's not really me.
It's going to be a long 3 minutes. I can't wait for it to be over, to be honest.
Kendo is an art that requires grace, physical agility and discipline.
Start fighting. No, start fighting.
Once you get started. Both Chris on the right and Richard on the left here are showing true warrior spirit, combining aggression and technique.
It's really, really hot. The equipment is very, very heavy. I'm sweating, I'm knackered. And it's quite scary when somebody's coming at you to hit you.
What's this, though? Chris appears to be hampered by some sort of injury.
I tried pushing off with it. It's just painful. It's causing me some grief.
Richard's aggression is good, but he finds it difficult to maintain the technique.
You're putting so much effort in. You're trying to watch what he does while be aggressive yourself.
I got a bit nervous because Richard had a few wild shots and I thought he was going to hit me somewhere where he was supposed to.
Like a true warrior, though, Chris battles on and keeps his cool.
I declare the winner as Chris for this match.
I'm glad it didn't go on for much longer because I really am knackered.
That was as hard as expected. That really was hard. 3 minutes seemed like an hour.
I won, so it made it a bit more enjoyable, but I don't think it's something I'd choose to do again.
I think I just was too aggressive. I wasn't concentrating on my technique enough. That's why Chris beat me, and he deservedly beat me.
It's just too aggressive.
So here it is, the battle of the heavyweights.
I'm a bit anxious about the final because Paul's really aggressive.
He seemed to be doing a very professional job of it when he was in his round.
Will Chris's superior technical prowess overcome the immovable force that is Paul? Paul, on the left, moves in once more like an oil tanker.
He was just swinging. I was trying to go for the technique side and get it right, and he was his brute force and just hit me wherever the hell he wanted.
That's how we do it in Newcastle.
Again, Paul just can't help going for the men. But Chris retaliates with some good kote. The fighting is relentless, with neither wimp backing down. Chris is determined not to be dominated and is matching Paul blow for blow. But as the fight draws to a close, Paul prevails.
So I declare Paul the winner.
Thank God I've got a win again.
Paul was a lot wilder. He just seemed to be flinging all over the place, and I got a few hits on my backside.
I've won one, 20 points.
All right, Paul, Chris, great job in a trial that exemplified what we need in the warrior spirit. Your performance is exactly what we're looking for. 20 points for that, Paul, for first place. That's double points on all of these. Second place for Chris, 14 points. For superior technical abilities, Richard, you're in third place, 10 points. James, you got to buck it up. You get 6 points. You're in the lead going into this, but you got to pull yourself together. The next trial is going to be extremely difficult, so you got to go away and think about it if you want to win this thing, yeah?
Dramatically, James has gone from first place to last with that disastrous performance. Richard and Chris share the lead with 100 points apiece, but Paul is now just 1 point behind. This is going down to the wire. Coming up, the Wimps try to get to grips with each other in our wrestling trial. And they exercise their manly trigger fingers with pump-action shotguns.
We're down to the tense final stages of Wimps to Warriors, where only one of our once pathetic men will earn the title of warrior. They all used to be pathetic doormats who wouldn't say boo to a sparrow, let alone a goose. But now, they're almost ready for the ultimate challenge.
That's right. The question is, will any of them have the bravery to cope with real shotguns?
Well, I just think it's crazy.
No, I'm not looking forward to it. I just think it's irresponsible.
Before that unfolds, they'll be grappling one another half naked. Turkish oil wrestling is the oldest continually played sport in the world. First recorded 5,000 years ago in the remote Turkish region of Edirne, this bonkers sport is only practiced by the toughest men. The idea is to floor your opponent, and to make it more difficult, the men are kitted out in sexy leather pants and then covered in oil.
Intense, unarmed combat is at the core of every warrior's experience. Looking another warrior in the eye as you contemplate how you're going to make him wear his ass as a hat is as much a mental challenge as it is a physical one. And be prepared to hear a lot of squawking as they go for each other's little testicles.
We brought in wrestling legend Chris St. John to turn the Wimps into well-lubricated fighting machines.
Hi there, guys. I'm Chris, and I'm here to teach you wrestling. Come on the mat as quick as you can.
How long have you been wrestling?
I've been wrestling now since I was 10, and I'm 46, so...
A long time.
A long time.
Yeah.
To start with, we get the head.
Chris starts off by showing the Wimps the moves they'll need to become the big daddies of the oil wrestling world.
Push, 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 push. Push, push. Now pull back a bit. Very good. Fun.
Points will be awarded for 3 moves: carrying your opponent 5 paces, pushing him out of the ring, or throwing him onto the floor.
What do you look for when you're looking for natural talent in a wrestler?
One thing you actually look is the willingness to fight, really. So that he's got that instinct inside.
The fire.
That's it, that he doesn't want to give in, even when he's under pressure or he's half the way turned, that he will carry on.
Did you see any of that in the guys?
Yes, I think so. Yeah. I think, they're keeping a few things under the sleeves, actually,
Are you ready to battle for the heavyweight division title?
Yeah.
All right. You'll be happy to know we've got extra oil should you need it.
Delightful.
You can start oiling up now. Get that silly look off your face, Paul. You're going to love it in 10 minutes.
I want to feel like a huge chip by the time we're finished.
What do you want, him covered in ice cream?
Oh, God, I've never seen anything so repulsive in my life.
Okay, that's it. Yeah, there you go. Lean, mean fight machine. That's it.
Why? I've got to cover myself in oil.
That's it, Paul. All over. A lot of real estate to cover in oil, but we'll wait. I can't wait to see this. All right, are you ready to rumble?
Yeah.
Chris used to keep himself to himself.
I just basically don't have any friends.
Probably because he's a tax clerk and held in low esteem by his work colleagues.
When I get to work, I should then see a difference. And I hope people that I work with see a difference.
His competition got off to a terrible start.
The first 2 days were just nightmare for me.
He had to overcome his fear of heights.
I was just absolutely petrified.
And then he almost passed out in the piercing trial.
I went really lightheaded. I'd lost all sensation in my leg. After the first 2 days, I didn't think I'd be able to last the whole 3 weeks.
And even the phone calls home didn't help.
I miss you so much. You want a big cuddle?
Chris has found the harsh realities of some of the trials difficult to accept, and he was disqualified in hunting chickens.
I generally didn't know that if the other guy came in and killed it, that would be disqualified.
Not dead.
I thought it might lose your points or whatever, but you could still go on and do the rest of it.
I could see that you were doubting yourself.
And it just seemed such a pointless, if we'd have done the rest, then fair enough, but it just seemed so pointless, and it really did upset me.
If you could have just let me carry on, I'd have been fine.
But he turned a corner in car football by admitting his errors.
I'm partly responsible for breaking the car, so I think it's fair enough that Richard should win.
Will Chris be our ultimate warrior? Each heat will be fought over one 3-minute round, with the winners going through to fight it out for first place. Chris's injury from the kendo trial is still hampering him, but he still manages to get the first put down on the board. Paul, though, comes straight back and uses his considerable weight advantage to pummel Chris into the ground.
Sorry.
Oh.
You all right?
Yeah. Always polite.
The constant beating has aggravated Chris's injury, and the fight quickly turns into a massacre.
Sorry, are you all right?
Oh, we got a man down in the muck. We got an injury, for crying out loud. Let adrenaline take over. Get mad.
Sorry.
No.
Sorry.
Okay, That was the first anal grab.
Do you want to stop or you have you carry on?
Keep going. You knew I was injured. If I weren't injured, it'd have been all right afterwards, but in there it'd have been a bit more aggressive, I think. I think it did hold back slightly.
Oh, there's a throw. Sorry. Paul, the gentle giant, always apologetic. Sorry for kicking your ass there.
Are you all right?
Oh, he's fine.
To Chris's credit, he keeps coming back at Paul, but just bounces off him.
Time. Are you okay, Chris? You want a hand up?
Paul takes the fight by 5 points to 1. But are victors supposed to be this apologetic?
I'm really sorry about that.
Hey, there's plenty of time for tongue hockey in the shower.
Do you want a hand? Do you want a hand out?
You guys sit here and apologize all night. I'm not going to get to see more oiled-up men wrestling.
I did well, but I think probably Chris on his day would have given us a really good run for me money. He's probably been cheated out of a draw or a win today, so I would say Chris is your man today.
Let's wrestle.
You ready to rock? Yeah.
Up next, big-boned Richard against skinny James.
Give me just a little more time.
James started his journey to warriorhood as a unicycling student illustrator who was completely lacking in confidence.
People ignore me.
Surprisingly, though, he's performed strongly throughout and regularly topped the leaderboard. The only trial which he's come bottom in was our last trial, kendo.
I'm not too great with sort of combat-style challenges anyway, so I didn't feel that confident. Car polo was a lot of good fun. It was a lot of fun competing in the car, and out of the car was also rather fun. I was pretty sure that Paul had managed to secure third place, but at the last minute I managed to use his force against him, and I managed to render the giant horizontal and ran off with the ball.
Bill Sod.
James is the deep thinker of the Wimps and has taken a more considered view of what he's gained from the competition.
I really liked living in this rather fantastic forest. You don't usually get to live in a place like this. It has been a very useful experience to just give me more confidence in myself.
Will that confidence be enough to help James become our top warrior?
All right. Give her.
You know you make me break.
No chivalry. Oh! Nice one. All that unicycling's coming in. Oh!
James scores the first put down.
That's it.
But Richard comes storming back, pushing James out of the ring.
Oh! Nice reverse. Oh, yeah. Bit of a stalemate.
It's a close tussle, but after 3 minutes, it's tied.
Okay, you're tied up, and we're going into sudden death because of that.
After 3.5 minutes of continuous fighting, James just simply doesn't have the strength to beat Richard.
Oh, nice work.
That was a fantastic fight.
Good work, Richard.
I think I was in the wrong category. I'm slimmer than him.
I think in the end I just got lucky. He tried something and I managed to sort of trip him up behind me.
He did well.
When you're wrestling in a pool of mud, wearing lycra, all oiled up with another fella, I really feel like a warrior. I don't think there's going to be anything more manly. Yeah, I'm a man.
All right, James and Chris, you know how important this is as it scores double points? Get in there, for crying out. You guys are oily enough. That's it.
Oil wrestling is about beating your opponent in hand-to-hand combat. But James has his own methods.
Ah, he's trying to perplex him with the old I can juggle mud routine. Have you seen that before?
No, not in a fight like this, no.
If James really wants to win this competition, he'll have to find the warrior within.
Hit him with your handbag. Oh, wow, yeah! All right, Jim.
Something he simply can't do.
There it is. Oh, there you go. Oh. Nice. Nice job.
I think that's my teeth.
He's drawn blood. Well, I was trying to have a bit of fun. Thought he might throw him off. It didn't really work.
I know James is really good with his balance. I didn't think I'd have got him over that many times.
All right, Richard and Paul, this is a match to decide first place. You ready for that?
Yep.
All right, get in there, you guys. Get in the arena. Yep. Oh, he's got that bum hold again. He knows how to work a rectum, that Paul. Look at him go there. Oh, he wants a throw, but he doesn't get it. You can see the time is working on Paul. This is his second bout of the year, so he's exhausted. Oh!
Sorry.
No apology, just get in there and get that belly on his head again. Oh, there it is. Oh, look at that. Oh, go, Rich. Oh, he tries to trip him up. Contact lens is out. There's a contact lens out. And he's going in one eye. He's a crazy warrior. Oh, yeah. Oh, nah. Oh, he wanted that one-eyed point. Look at him. Look at him fight like a tiger in there. He's on his feet. Yeah! He gets a point at the wire. Yeah, that had to be the strangest dating service I've ever watched unfold. Now, what happened in there, Chris? The better man won the fight, but you said if it went longer, you might have seen it come back.
I definitely, because Richard underestimated himself. I think if he was keep pushing him, I think he's much fitter.
He was wearing him out.
Yeah, he would have been wearing out. If the match was 2 minutes more, he would have got his points back, and he might have won.
We're not professional wrestlers. We don't know the moves, and to actually try and outstrength someone who is a few pounds.
A few stone.
A fair few stone heavier than us. It's going to be hard. I was 2 down and I was never... All he's really got to do is prevent me knocking him down. I was never going to pull 2 back.
Richard did really, really well. I think, unfortunately, at the end of the day, it was only me weight that stopped him winning. That's all it was.
All right, guys, congratulations on a great effort. It was incredibly entertaining.
Thank you.
Paul, you came in first.
Thanks very much.
At double points, you get 20 for that.
Thanks.
So you're racing up the leaderboard. Second place, Richard, 14 points.
Thank you.
Third place, Chris, 10 points. And I have to give credit as well for playing hurt. You're injured, you're still in there, and incredible heart. And James, you got 4th place, that's 6 points. You tried your best, James, but you were against a bunch of heavyweights. So, nobody envied your position there. All I can say is that it's anybody's game. It's as good as tied for tomorrow. It'll be decided on the next trial. And go to bed and think about how you're going to win it tomorrow.
With just one trial to go, Paul has suddenly taken a commanding lead. Can any of the other 3 stop him from taking the Wimps To Warriors title? Coming up, the finale of the journey. Amid a hail of bullets, the champion will emerge. Ow!
I was going to invite the guys to play Russian roulette for this final test. Then I thought it would be over too quickly. Instead, they'll have to conjure up all the ruthless, raw aggression they've learned from their time in the forest and channel it into a duel with shotguns. I kid you not.
Dueling existed in Europe for hundreds of years as a way for the ridiculously dressed upper classes to settle their disputes. Swords were originally used, but pistols took over until the 1920s, when Italy was the last country to ban the practice. Duels were not just about killing your opponent, they were about how you behaved. They were about honour. It didn't matter if you were injured or killed. If you faced the challenge bravely, you were a true gentleman.
In the 1700s, so many feuds were settled by duel that the duel code had to be set up to make sure they were carried out properly and with honor. Back in those days, they may have had a lot of outrageous clothing. They didn't have shotguns, so we'll be looking for a little more bloodshed today.
Paul is out in the lead, but the others are by no means out of it. As this competition heads for a nail-biting conclusion, which wimp will walk away with the right to be called warrior? For the finale, they will need balls of steel and immeasurable courage as they face the ultimate challenge. This is dangerous.
Well, I just think it's crazy.
No, I'm not looking forward to it. I just think it's irresponsible. If I'm worried about anything, it's the point, because I know that basically everyone can win. It's all down to today, so if you don't perform, that's it. You haven't got any time to recover. It's all or nothing today.
First up, Richard challenges James.
I'm looking forward to this challenge.
The helmet hurts.
When I heard about it, I thought, yeah, it'll be a good one.
It's hard to breathe in here.
Like doing the old Western style shoot 'em up.
This breastplate comes right onto my neck.
I'm looking forward to this one.
It's not ideal.
Richard, James, are you both ready?
They'll shoot one another from a distance of 20 paces. Each wimp will have 5 shots. Because of the law, we've had to substitute real shotgun pellets with special rubber bullets. These will fly at a speed of 200 feet per second and will leave a mark on their protective suits if hit. Without protection, their lives would be at risk. In the flurry of shots, we won't know who's won until we've had a chance to analyse the results. But it's clear that James has been hit at least once. And Richard has taken a nasty one on the hand. After the first duel, we discovered that Richard managed to hit James twice.
I think he probably hit me here a bit. He hit me in the head. I'm dead, basically, so I'm not too happy about that, really.
James, though, retaliated with 3 hits.
He definitely caught me on the hand. I felt that one. It definitely stung. Definitely stung.
I was trying to focus on what I was doing, rather than being distracted by what he was doing, really.
It was very hard. You know you're safe, but when someone stood there shooting at you, it's obviously very scary, really.
James was the more accurate, so he goes on to the eventual first-place playoff.
No, I've probably got about as good a chance as anybody else that's here today, so just bring it on.
I'm very nervous. It's a very strange thing to do. It's so weird.
It's anybody's game.
It's the battle of the heavyweights again. Paul has already beaten Chris in both kendo and oil wrestling. Now let's see what he can do with a shotgun.
Ow! 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 Fuck!
The results are back, and Chris hit Paul an impressive 4 times out of 5.
Quite happy to get the shot just there on him. That's a good one. It's the only one I can see, but it's slap bang in the middle.
Ooh, it wasn't nice, but I'll live. I know I'm a bit of a wuss, but he actually just hit my body that I could feel twice.
Paul's aim was a little more questionable.
Wherever the shots have gone, all 5 of them have gone in the same direction. Because unfortunately, it doesn't look like any of them hit Chris. There's probably a squirrel in the woods there, sort of like in fear of its life now.
He was right in his prediction, hitting nothing but a small furry mammal in the trees.
Shit happens, doesn't it?
So, it comes down to this last showdown. Chris taking on James to determine who will be the champion. The Warrior.
It's just surreal, stood shooting somebody to find out who's going to win. It's really strange.
I'm feeling pretty calm, feeling okay. Just going to do what I've always done, give it my best shot.
I don't really want to shoot James because I like James, but it's what I've got to do. It's got to be done, I'm afraid.
Chris, James, this is for all the marbles. When you hear the pistol shot, let the bloodbath commence.
We know for sure that they have hit each other at least once. But has either scored that all-important winning shot?
It was very nerve-wracking because everything depends on this event, and I never thought it would come down to one event.
I don't know how I did. It looked like I'd hit him at least once.
I think I got one here, somewhere. I don't quite know where, but I think something hit me there.
I felt at least one hit on me. I don't know quite how it's gone, but there's no more to be done now, so I just have to try and relax.
All right, first of all, to both of you men, a terrific effort and congratulations in showing courage under fire, as you did. James, you struck Chris once out of your 5 shots. Chris, you struck James twice out of 5 shots. That makes you the Wimps To Warriors champion. So, congratulations on that.
I never win anything.
Is that right?
I don't have a trophy at anything, so I've never had anything like that. So,
okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Chris.
So Chris is the Wimps To Warriors champion. Paul is 2nd and Richard 3rd. James, who led for so long, falls back to 4th at the final furlong.
From feeling quite low and a bit fed up because you think everything's finished with, then just to winning the whole thing, it's just a roller coaster all the time.
Life is a roller coaster, just gotta ride it.
I would have liked to have won. It would have been a fantastic culmination to all of this strain, efforts and cuts and scratches, but it didn't happen.
So much that I can take away from this experience. I feel as if I've grown as an individual. I feel as if I can handle a situation. Winning isn't everything.
Definitely more of a man than when I come here. I'm definitely not a wimp.
Yes.
What? Oh, shit.
I'm going to say warrior. 1, 2, 3.
Warrior!
Oh, that didn't.
All right, Chris, it's been a crazy journey, but you made it. You've proven definitively that you are the warrior. I'm intensely proud of you.
Thank you very much.
You can use this detonator to reveal the trophy that will make you the Wimps To Warriors champion.
Okay.
All right, Chris, there's your trophy. Go and get it.
Thank you.
Chris Barwick, warrior.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Family man Chris, desk-bound, disrespected by his colleagues,
He's just a shadow of the man he could be, really.
and scared of cotton wool, is the Wimps To Warriors champion. We caught up with Chris 3 months later to see if winning the competition has had any effect on his life. Has he got his promotion at work? Has he finally gained the respect of his 3-year-old son? But more importantly, is he still afraid of cotton wool?
It's been really good actually. I've come back and everything just seems to be going my way. Hi, Georgina. Hi, I'm Chris, I'm the tax manager. If you'd just like to come through...
Well, Chris has got a brand new suit and a swanky new office and is interviewing people to be his PA.
You know, I got told a couple of weeks after getting back that, you know, I was going to be the tax manager. So that was just incredible.
His transformation has amazed his colleagues.
There are some dramatic changes. I don't know what you did to him on the show, but yes, there are definitely lots of changes from Chris since he came back. He's just so much more confident. It really does show.
They're so impressed with the all-new Chris, they've taken him out to Bradford for a slap-up meal in his honour.
Chris has always been a little lacking in self-confidence, but certainly in the last few weeks he's changed since he came back from winning the show. OK, ladies and gentlemen, please raise your glasses. Congratulations to Chris.
To Chris! So, everything seems to be working out with his career. But what about his home life? His wife, whilst proud of him for his glorious victory, has her reservations about what it's done to him.
He's more... how can we put it?
If something doesn't suit me now, I'd speak up and I'd say that I'm not happy about it.
He puts his point across more and argues things a lot more.
Can't get too assertive because she's quite bossy.
Not in a bad way.
No, she's not bossy.
It's not going down very well.
Come here.
Chris was determined to gain the respect of his son and believes that the trials he's been through have helped him.
From each of the different tasks, I picked up a little bit of something and proved to myself that I could actually go out there and do these sorts of things. Daddy smashed the car up.
Mummy, Daddy's my dad. Oh.
I think he will always respect me with the fact that he's my son, but if you actually see me do these sorts of things and progressing, like I say, when he's older and he notices it more, then hopefully he'll have more respect for me as being a stronger person than he would if I hadn't have done the show at all. We're chasing a big football.
It did not big football.
Yeah.
He's 3-year-old, so he probably doesn't quite realise what's going on. And Daddy had to fight a shark.
What?
So there you have it. Chris Barwick, Wimps To Warriors champion, respected at work.
To Chris.
Respected at home.
I know my daddy.
And not at all afraid of cotton wool.
Bradley, can you find some cotton wool?
No.
Oh well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.